But what happened due to some security issues, AngularJS was deprecated, and then in the market comes React, Next.js, and all, which are better libraries. Okay, and libraries I can explain you like if you know some programming knowledge of a language called Python. Okay, let's take an example of Python. If you want to do a basic operation of maths, 1 plus 1, you have to write a function, and you have to write some code to add two numbers. You have to add take variables from the user and then call it. It's basically 4 5 steps logic. But in Python there is a library called Py math math library in Python, which we can import it, and we can just import it and use it like math.add, and we can pass two variables and it will give us the output. Okay, so this is the basic overview for the libraries, and in today's lab we would be exploiting AngularJS library, uh, and it has a vulnerability. So let's see how to solve it. Okay, we will access this lab. It's a DOM vulnerability, not a server side vulnerability or a reflected. DOM is basically a client side vulnerability where the issue is in front end only, in in the DOM only. Okay, so this is how our website looks, and we will do our normal. We'll check how our input is treated. Okay, as you can see, it is here. Okay, so if we look the website closely, okay. So if you see a website, okay, first of all, how to find that website is using which tech stack? So you can install a extension from your browser store, and you can install this Vapalizer. You can search it basically and install it. It will tell you the website which stack it is using. Like this website is using Angular and it is specifying it. And sometimes it won't work. So how to find that the website is running AngularJS in front end? By looking at the source code, and you can see that here it is using ng. So guys, can you look my website screen? Okay, so basically here in source code you can see ng is used, ng. So this means that this website is using AngularJS, and in top of the web browser you can see the Vapalizer extension, and it is also stating that this website is using AngularJS. It is free of cost, you can download it and use it. If sometimes it won't work, so you can find it by manually by looking at the source code that it is using AngularJS. Ng means AngularJS. Okay, so now how to solve this? We can see that our code is going in the AngularJS. So there was a very popular vulnerability in the Angular JS website, as Angular JS is what? JavaScript only. On top of that, some additional features and functions are pre-written in that. So we can see that in the source code, our search term hello is passing in the in this form, okay, in the form action, and this here it is passing. So we can exploit this by a very popular vulnerability in AngularJS by using double curly brackets. Okay, in double curly brackets, if we pass anything in this double curly bracket, and if we pass anything in between this double curly bracket, it will think that this is the JavaScript code only, and it will execute. Okay, guys, are you getting it? I am trying to say that there is a there was a very common vulnerability in AngularJS that we can pass we can call any JavaScript functions in the AngularJS by passing these functions between these curly braces, curly brackets, okay, double curly brackets, as you can see. So whatever we pass in this, it will think of as the AngularJS code only. Okay, and AngularJS code is what? On top of that, it is JavaScript code only. So if we pass 1 plus 1 for checking that this vulnerability is working or not, it stated 2. How it came 2? Because 1 plus 1 becomes 2, and it calculated and came out of it. Are you guys getting it? Till what I explained? Only two of are getting. What about others? So we should use a library-based payload. Yes, first, this is the most initial part of the vulnerability penetration testing basically, that to get intel, to get reconnaissance of what the target is and what the target is about. So this is the basic website. So first of all, if you always have to check what tech stack it is using, that it is using JavaScript, which version it is using, AngularJS, or if it is using React, what version, and check online that there is a vulnerability for this version of the React or AngularJS. If you didn't get anything here in the Vapalizer, you can check the source code and all. Then you can start testing manually. If you didn't find anything, then you start checking the manually in the search box, comment functionality and all. Okay, what about others? Are you all getting it, or should I explain again? Yes or no, if you are getting it or not. So there is lot of background noise. Okay, once it is okay now, or okay. So are you all getting it? Okay, so now we find that there is a vulnerability in the AngularJS code, and we found that it is vulnerable in the search box. So how to find that which payload will work? We will use XSS cheat sheet. Okay, Portswigger has done excellent job and made a cheat sheet. It includes everything. If you know how to use it, then it's very good for you. Uh, Here we will search Angular and Angular JS. Okay, this is the basic payload we'll use. You can see that which versions are vulnerable to this and who exploited or who found this. Easy one. We were using which function? Which version we were using? 1.77. So we use that only. DOM based vulnerability. DOM based vulnerability. We can use this payload there 1.17. Is not present. I have previously solved this lab 3 4 months before and it had a version. Now I have removed it or just can't recall the exact payload also. Okay, I still remember something. This is the payload we are using. Okay, let me explain the payload. So if you know little bit about programming, so you will get it. Otherwise, I will try my best to explain you all. So this is basically a class. In programming, we use class and objects. In object-oriented programming, we use class, objects, constructors, and all. So there is a class name on, and it has a function, not function, basically a constructor, def constructor, and in that there is a function called alert. So this is basically what this payload is trying to say. There is a class named on, and in the main function it is calling on. Okay. So basically what this is, I will try to explain. Class is a class is the parent identity, and def constructor is basically child identity. If we call parent, it will automatically call child inside it, and in child there is a function we have specified alert1, and it will call it. Okay, so if you know little bit about programming, you know what are classes and constructors, def means functions and all, and how to use it and how they are called. So in Python or in Angular, we can write this whole in a single line. This is basically a lambda function or a single line function. Okay, here we can hear the background noise. I guess you are sitting under a fan something. Just a second, let me. It is okay now, or still the fan sound is coming? Okay. So are you guys getting what was I was trying to explain that in this class function, a constructor or is called, and in that alert function we pass, and it will call automatically. Okay, and this is basically a Angular JS. We just saw that inside this curly braces, what we will pass, it will execute as a Angular JS code only. Okay, this is some syntax basically in Angular JS. Like in Python, we can use print, or in JavaScript we use console.log. So basically this is a Angular JS code snippet. So you can use it. Like on is a class, and it has a constructor, basically a function in it, and it calls alert1. Okay, so if we pass this, it will get a pop. We will get a pop. Okay, and the lab is solved. Okay, did you guys get it? I told you all that from today the labs level will be much harder. So you will require some some basic programming knowledge, OOPS concepts and all. If you don't know syntax, that's all right. I also don't know syntax properly, but I'm trying to use daily so I can remember that. Okay, so shall we move forward, or you have any doubt in this lab? Sir, I know Python, but JS, it's been long since I have practiced. Same here, brother. In my day-to-day life, day-to-day task, I won't require JavaScript at all. but I have to teach, so I have to recall something that I have learned in past. So if I recall, then I can explain. If you if you are, I think mostly working on that. Nice, nice. If you are using something daily, you can remember that. If you are working professionally or daily web application pen testing, you might remember everything. Every you can just see and tell that how the flow is working, how the flow is the flow of the functions or the uh, website is working. Okay. Yes, Python works most of the time, but in some cases you have to use different languages according to the situation. Basically. So guys, did you get that lab? Or you have any doubts? Please tell that. Okay. Only two students are getting this. What about others? Should I explain again? Okay. 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 Those who have joined late or didn't get it, I will explain it again. So this is basically this is the basic Angular JS lab where angle brackets and the double quotes are imported and all this. Angular JS is a popular JavaScript library which scans the content of this. If you see ng app or ng in the source code, you can find that this is an Angular JS website. Okay, and we have to just call the alert function. So this is how a website looks. And if we searched hello in this, what happens? We will check our input, how it is handled. Still joining some guys. So we can see that our hello function, which we passed here, is only reflected here, but we can see that AngularJS is being used, and what we are searching is passing through in the AngularJS function. Okay, the search functionality. So what we will do, there is a very popular payload in AngularJS where you can call any AngularJS function or you can execute any AngularJS code in double curly braces. Okay, so if we typed 1 plus 3, it's obvious. 1 plus 3, it's obvious it will return 4 because it is thinking that what we passed in the curly braces, it is executing. So what it is doing, if we passed 1 plus 1, it will think. like this is a Angular JS code or a JavaScript code which is being used or which is being passed in the source functionality. So it will execute this, and in the JavaScript, if you execute this, it will return 2. So that's why it will show that if we passed 1 plus 3, it will return 4. As we can see that 4 is coming. Okay. So we can see that if we pass anything in this, any JavaScript code or Angular JS code in this, so our mission will be successful, that we will get a pop-up alert function. Our at last mission is this only now, to call the alert function. So how we can call this? So we will use the cheat sheet which is made by the port figure only, Angular JS. We will search there Angular JS, and in that DOM based Angular JS we will see that, because we are doing DOM XSS, and in this, we will use a payload, this or this, anything you can use. If we use this, I have explained this, I will explain it again. This is the class on class in the AngularJS code, and it is using its constructor. What is constructor? Constructor is basically a function. Overview I am telling you, it's a function, and it is inside a class, and it is calling alert function inside it. Okay, and this is a basic functionality, to call a function, to writing a function in the same line and calling it at the same line. This is how we do. And we are passing all this payload inside a curly braces, so that it will read our payload as the AngularJS code, and it will execute it. Okay, if we pass this inside this, it will raise a pop-up. Okay, in real world scenarios, you won't you won't get like this. Okay, this is a DOM based vulnerability, find in this page, or this is Angular JS page, you find the vulnerability in this page. How to find that, which version it is using, or everything basic reconnaissance, we can use tools like AngularJS, AngularJS, sorry. We can use tools like Vapalizer, or the best way is to look in the source code, and you can see in the top only ng. Wherever you see ng in the web application, you can tell that this website is using AngularJS technology. Okay, so moving forward, how to get script. I told you, you can just get it from here. This is a port figure lab only. I will share the link in the chat. Okay, it has all the functionalities, all the payload till date used or researched by the team of the ports figure, or very big security researchers. Okay, you can see that this was this was found by the Janhon, and every person's name is written, and which version it is vulnerable, they have specified that also. Okay, you can search from here also, that on focus, and we have used some anchor tag, so it will show only anchor tag payload. If we use on error. Okay, so it will show on error method, on error, all functionality, all payloads of on error. Okay, and you can use it as a browser specific also. Okay, this I want only for Firefox, Safari, and all. Did you all get it? Mm, we will move forward. I think because going for labs that require minimum level of programming language, one should work on basics. It's not that hard. Yes, 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 absolutely. So moving forward, this might be a little bit more difficult. Uh, this is reflected DOM accesses. This lab demonstrates reflected DOM vulnerability, and it is not saying much about what is vulnerable or not. We have to just find it by ourselves. Okay, and we have to at last call the alert function. We'll access the lab